First off, I want to say I am a huge fan of your game, and I'm really grateful for your time. Thanks for being here.
Oh, thank you so much.
Well, thank you for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I assume that everyone listening is familiar with the game already, but really quick, do you want to give a brief origin story for Vintage Story and Enego Studios for those that might not be familiar?
Sure. How far in the past do you want me to go?
Well, give us the bullet points.
Well, like many other players, we discovered Minecraft 2010 or so, both of us. We started modding the game. We really loved playing it. The game Minecraft went in a direction we didn't really like, and modding became too tedious for us to keep it up to date with each new update. And so at some point we just decided to make our own game. That's the gist of it.
Well, there's a butterfly mania in between the mod that we developed and put like a lot of time and effort in it. That's about it.
It seems like you guys are seeing some serious exponential growth in the last couple of years. Like a lot more people are interested in your vision for a survival game.
Mm-hmm.
And do you know how many people have bought Vintage Story so far, roughly?
Many.
A lot, yeah.
Fair enough. Well, let's talk about 1.22, which is almost at a stable release. You guys are in release candidates right now. We're seeing a lot of stuff from the roadmap get added. That's fishing, new smithing mechanics, water wheels dungeons, more clothing. Do you guys want to tell us about it?
What would you like to know?
Well, how's the process been? I know that you guys have really tackled just a huge quantity of stuff, and that it's almost done. Are you proud of what you guys have accomplished so far?
I think we make good progress for sure. It's always when you're in the middle of it, you just work after one thing after the other, and like that team member really wants that feature added, and then this team member is still working on it and needs more time, and then at the end, when we're nearing the end, we see just with a huge amount of changes we've made since the last update.
Yeah, the amount of tweaks and stuff between each release candidate. I try to read them all. There's a lot going on, a lot of decision making going on.
Oh yeah.
What would you say the hardest part of coding this update?
Right. So I think probably for Radfast, who's working on Rivers, that's for him probably been the hardest part because it's still not done. It gets tedious near the end when we agree on features as a team. But I personally sometimes don't necessarily want to work on those things. One of them was berry bushes.
Well, I also came in and squeezed one feature which was not planned, as usual.
The cabinets.
Well, they're so nice.
Yeah.
But that was fun. I enjoyed working on those.
That was fun, yeah. And visually really, really pleasing. Very cool mechanic.
Very impressed. I think everybody was super impressed with those, especially like you can just kind of set anything anywhere inside them. I mean, you would not ever see that in Minecraft, so it's very... Like, I'm glad you guys just pick stuff like that you want to work on. It's a lot of life blown into the game.
It kind of exploded in scope, I think. A little or a lot, I don't know, because it was first meant to be like, hey, we saw this mod and it would be like super cool to put dresses in shelves. So I made a model and then I made another shelf and I had Archaic help texturing it. And then afterwards, when we kind of looked at it in a game, we thought like, how about we could put some more stuff, not just dresses in there. And then we started to think of that. And then afterwards, hey, well, since we can put that stuff, why not chisel blocks? Let's just quickly add that. And so it just, rotations there and all the small things. And it together came out like really, really big feature in the end. I'm happy about it though.
Yeah, the customization is insane in that. So I think that's nice. I think that's a thing that people really like to hear from developers, that they add things that is just fun, right? That they're passionate about, rather than someone, this massive board meeting deciding like that, oh, this tests best with the populace or something like that. I think that you guys add a real personal touch to the game that people enjoy. So we all appreciate it.
Not only that, it's also what keeps our work interesting. If you can add just sometimes something spontaneously.
Usually, I would ask about the future development of the game at the end, but I think that people are really anxious to hear about it. So, if you can talk about it, after you guys finish up 1.22 and you get some rest, what's the next thing you guys are going to tackle?
There's going to be some lore-related content in 1.23, but most likely not a lore chapter.
Ah.
Going to be interesting, that's for sure.
Interesting. So more lore content, not necessarily chapter related.
And maybe something with combat. Who knows?
Oh,
Maybe something with armor. Maybe. We'll see.
Maybe.
I think I remember hearing you say in another interview that you work on combat a lot, and people always are telling you like, no, you should do this. So you're working on it again?
We might. There's some ideas floating around at least.
Fair enough. I won't push you on that. Well, I understand that the chapters do take a long time to put together. So can you tell us anything about Chapter 3?
We cannot. No, we can't. We don't reveal anything lore related when it comes to story updates.
Also, at this point, very, very undercooked. We're still thinking of it and
Right.
planning. So even if we would have a clear idea, which we don't at this point, yeah, it's needs quite a bit more planning, I think.
Can
Once it's all
reveal-
done, it's gonna be really cool. I
What I
think.
can reveal is it will reuse some of the mechanics we introduced in Story Chapter 2. One of the major mechanics we introduced there.
All right. So you guys kind of write those one at a time, or do you have an overarching outline or anything like that?
We do have an overarching outline, but it's like one paragraph. We prepared a very rough topic of the actual update of the actual chapter, and then we have to like detail it out once we get to it.
All right. Well, I think that people will be interested to know that. I know you guys can only work on so many things at a time. So what would you say, in your opinion, I'll ask both of you, is the biggest thing currently missing from the survival experience at the moment that you really want to be in there?
Well, I can't really think of thing missing, but what I would like to see is dynamic cloth weaving and maybe more like features connected with how you make your dresses and how you dye threads, and then maybe you can make like your own carpets and things like that, just like pixel by pixel, basically. That would be something really cool. Yeah, something like that.
I would love rails and very early tech train cards.
Someone actually did ask me to ask you guys about more like clothing options, so that's good to hear. And as far as the rails go, that was part of my next question. So I did hear that you'd like to incorporate some kind of steam power into the game, and you like list minecarts, I think, in the roadmap. So what does steam power look like? Like, we have minecarts, do we have more task automation? Do you have anything you'd like to tell us about it?
Well, what it mentions on the roadmap, there will be the earliest form of steam power, the new common engine, which is a much more inefficient version of the Watt engine, and that's what probably where tech production will stop. But we will, of course, as we build out the mechanical power system, we will add more mechanization capabilities for sure.
That's definitely part of the end game, you'd say.
Yeah.
So currently, I guess the end game is like you're going through the story chapters, you're making your steel plate armor, and you're kind of like fleshing out your base, and then later on, you'll have the option to start making these new common engines and like messing with steam power and that kind of stuff. Do you have anything else that you'd like to add to the end game?
Maybe some more ways to make better steel.
A new metal tier. Probably
Yeah.
will get added at some point, yeah.
Would it be like a fantasy metal, or would it be like titanium, I guess, is already in your game?
I'm not sure yet.
Definitely not fantasy metal.
Yeah. Not fantasy. Probably will be based on realism to a degree.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah, I should have expected that you guys would want to keep it real. Now, I have a personal question about the temporal storms. So are those, you think, fully fleshed out, lore-wise? I know that they're a big part of the lore.
No.
No, not really?
They are far from fleshed out. I think we have quite a bit more ideas how to make them a bit more interesting and not something that players kind of like want to skip rather. Yeah, so basically more encouragement to participate and take part in those storms instead of just wanting to sit and wait for them to pass.
That's good to hear. You want to share anything?
There's going to be some new mobs, for sure. New visual effects. And
some more loot, probably, or more specific loot.
we're thinking of a way that, a temporal storm could become mechanically useful to the player, but we don't have a clear idea yet on that.
Okay. That's interesting. It'd be cool to see them get more motivation for the player to engage with them, I think.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
agree. Yeah.
So you said there's going to be more enemy types. Do you have any ideas? I know that you guys just kind of worked on adding the shivers and the bowtorns, right? And they're really fascinating creatures. I was really my experience with first ever encountering those. I was like, oh my god! Like you see the drifters running around, you kind of expect them to be like that, but these guys, they look like they've just been tortured, like people who've been tortured. It's crazy. It's really imaginative.
More of that to come for sure, but we cannot reveal any details on it.
Really.
Mm-hmm.
That is very intriguing. Okay.
It's gonna be really cool. Really, really cool.
I didn't doubt that for a second. Some people wanted me to ask you guys about other NPCs. So we have traders and we have the Nadian villagers. So are there other NPC types you're thinking about, or are the villagers going to, I don't know, more stuff with villagers? I think people miss their villager trading halls in Minecraft.
Probably not to the degree that Minecraft does it.
Well, that's good to hear.
There might be smaller addition, but I don't think we would change it to a large degree. Actually, I don't remember what the plan. Honestly, I think we discussed it a few times, but I don't exactly remember what the plan was.
Well, I don't think there was a clear plan at all, but we do have a couple of cultures in mind.
Right.
That's what I know. We do have another kind of trader type in mind.
Really?
Yes, but we only, I think, outlined a vague concept, and we will hold off for a while until we really flesh it out. But it might be a little bit like a wandering trader, maybe. I don't know, because it's
Oh, one that right. There was a trader outpost, and sometimes he's there, and sometimes he's not there, or something like that. So in the spirit of Vintage we will add these things. It's not going to turn into Minecraft. I don't think we will ever add a feature where you can transport villagers to your base and have them there forever.
Okay.
Oh yeah, not like that. Yeah.
I would not have expected you to add something like that into the...
Yeah.
It is so bizarre to me, and this is a total aside, it's so bizarre that Minecraft added villagers and they reworked everything in 1.14, which is 6-8 years ago. And then ever since then, players have been enslaving them, and there's been nothing done to address it.
That's so weird.
That slavery is now just a part of Minecraft. That's just core to the gameplay. It's just crazy. So I'm glad that we don't quite have that in Vintage Story. It's
kind of funny how they added that, but at the same time they can't add fireflies because they're poisonous to frogs or stuff like that.
Right.
Or they can't give. So there was some other silly decision making there.
Other endangered animals they didn't want to add.
Half a cubic meter of bee mob is also kind of funny. Or was it a quarter? I don't know, but
massive bees.
It's a little bit funny because they actually visited the bee farm and did some research there, and then in the end we get these huge bees. I mean, I guess it fits for a game like Minecraft, but yeah, I mean, I don't understand many of their decisions.
I think it's because they wanted to sell plushes. That'd be my guess.
Maybe, yeah.
Anyway, moving on from Minecraft talk, I might ask you more about it later. But there's some building mechanics in Vintage Story that really make this game stand out, and I love unique sandbox stuff that just makes people expand their creativity. So chiseling, is super well incorporated. You can chisel every block in your base without your computer burning down, which is a great thing. And then, beams, which are a godsend and look amazing. So I see those used everywhere. I use them constantly. So it's a great way to highlight and kind of, make your builds, take them to the next level. So I wanted to ask, are there other unique building mechanics or methods you might consider incorporating into the game?
Well, I don't remember planning anything in that direction at this point, but also I think both chiseling and the beams were a rather spontaneous addition. So we will never know what's going to happen in the future.
Well, they were both great. They were great additions, I'd say.
Yeah, they had a lot, sure.
And I do remember you mentioning in other interviews, I tried to watch them all before I got you for this one, that status effects, like broken bones or illnesses, you wanted to incorporate those in a way. Do I have that correct?
Yeah, for this update, in fact, already, but
Really, 23?
yeah, 22.
Oh,
But we ran
Didn't make
out
it
of
in.
time.
yeah.
Because I asked for a cupboard.
Not only.
I think that's fair enough to wait for. How does that work out? Curious if you want to tell us more about it.
You mean the status effect system?
Yes,
How that would work out?
with the way that you'd want to incorporate that into the game.
I think it's fairly self-explanatory. You get the status effect on your character, and there's going to be a bunch of them. We were hoping to add some kind of illness and poisoning, and freezing could also be a status effect, and hunger, more specifically starvation. There's a number of things to be very useful to have status effects for. I mean, even the current features of being intoxicated, right, could be a status effect instead of just a hidden value right now.
Yeah, probably some.
We have a colossal list of status effects that we could add already. Very, very interesting stuff. Remains to be seen of how many we can implement. If we even get to it. Maybe for 123. Let's see.
And probably some medicine to go along with it.
Right.
Slower working, kind of like a, I don't know, herbal tea or antibiotic or something.
Right.
I don't know. We'll think of it.
Disinfectant. So many opportunities with such a system.
That is what I was curious about, like what you guys specifically were going to do. So remedies for like illnesses, and then that's interesting. Okay, good to know. Thank you.
And also if you would get a status effect from eating raw meat, for example, because right now you can't eat it at all.
Yeah.
Can you catch like malaria, you think, as far as illnesses?
Why not?
All right.
Maybe.
That would add some dangers to the jungle at least, which we have too little of.
It'd be interesting if you spend all this time trying to get to Nadia village, you show up, and then when you leave, you catch like the bubonic plague or something.
Or you're just sitting one morning, sipping your tea after 2 years ahead, doing something bad to your body, and then you just die.
Oh, like a buildup of things. Oh my goodness! Like,
Yeah, I mean, not that extreme probably, but maybe something along that lines.
Fun part about this is like we can do it extreme in the wilderness survival mode if you want to.
Oh yeah, true.
okay. Well, thank you for expanding on that. I have some questions for you guys, the people behind everything. So I guess the first thing I wanted to know is that are either of you much into the outdoors in real life?
We both enjoy gardening a lot. I enjoy hiking.
All right.
I enjoy some bow shooting
Really, archery?
and gardening. Yeah, archery.
Man, I love archery. Okay. What kind of bow do you use?
Longbow.
Longbow.
And you?
I use a compound bow because I hunt.
Nice.
That's very cool. All right. Your game does reflect a lot of, I think, deep respect for the natural world, so I was just curious.
Yeah, we do love gardening. Like that's our hobby for, I don't know, many years already. 15 probably. Yeah, something like that. And we have a nice garden. We like every spring buying some flowers, planting some, and a vegetable garden, greenhouse.
We grow a lot of food, so.
Yeah.
But you can do by hand, not with machinery.
We like raised beds.
Yeah, my mother's been wanting me to build her a raised bed.
It's a good thing.
Why did you want to make your own game? I know that you talked about it earlier, that you saw like limitations with the Minecraft engine.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a lot of work to make your own game. You know, it's a one thing to say like, I could just continue with this, or I could just go into this huge venture. Especially like Minecraft, I would think is a very domineering, like a titan in the space. So coming up with this new game seems kind of like a difficult thing that you guys have managed very well. So what made you decide to do that over like just continuing a mod?
So generally, since I started programming, I always had the knack for wanting to do my own thing and succeeding at it. And also, before I started Vintagestory, I also worked for a while on Hytale. And both of those experiences gave me the confidence that I can pull it off.
I respect that immensely.
Yeah.
Did you make any other games before Vintagestory?
One single one during my bachelor's degree in software engineering.
Okay.
It's not public. But where I really gained, I think, all the experience was from modding Minecraft, and in fact, modding an earlier game called Clonk. I did that for like 10 years. So I had a lot of game dev experience through modding.
I know that Notch, if you look at his history, he's got like 1 million half-finished projects. He just kind of like jumps from one thing to the next. And then Minecraft's just the one that took off.
Yep, exactly. It's a vastly different frame of mind, not chess.
Very different approach, yeah.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. He could have had such a huge impact, even more than he had already, if he would have kept the company. It's a pity that he sold it.
I would agree. I've read his biography. From what I understand, the guy basically has commitment issues with everything.
That's something I really enjoy, sticking with something and making it as good as I can.
Oh yeah, I mean that's very reflected in your work, I would say.
That's good to know.
Besides Project Nex and Glint, which I want to talk about in a little bit, do you have more games you think you'd want to make in your lifetime at all, or other creative projects in general?
Plenty.
Yes.
I bet. You have any just like wild ideas you'd like to do?
I would love to do, Vintagestory being kind of a spiritual successor, or like a more elaborate version of Minecraft, with more details and everything. I would like to apply the same formula to some other games. One of them is Freelancer. I don't know if you've heard of it.
I have not.
It's a space game from 2001 or something. It's like, in my opinion, the best space games ever built, but it's very dated and unlikely that there's ever going to be a sequel. And also, we really need to have a spiritual successor to MapleStory as well.
Oh, MapleStory.
That's another game. Yeah, that's a game Saraty played for the longest time. Some of our best memories come from that game.
That's sweet.
Yeah, we totally played one New Year completely, just a MapleStory. It was like we went out for like a few minutes. Yeah, to celebrate New Year, and then we returned to playing.
So good.
That was so good.
That was so good.
Yeah.
So much fun.
Do you guys still ever play Minecraft at all?
On occasion with our son, because he likes Minecraft more than Vintagestory.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he does?
Yeah. Well, understandable, because if you sum up Vintagestory in 3 words, it's Minecraft for adults, right?
Right.
Our son is a kid still.
Fair enough. What do you think about the current development trajectory of that game, if you want to talk about it? It's something I have a lot of thoughts on personally.
Oh, they're, I think, serving their target audience perfectly fine. It's just not the audience. We are not their audience. That's all. I think. I mean, they're highly successful, so clearly they're doing it right for their audience. But what do you think about it?
What do I think about? I have a million videos about what I think about it. I think that they certainly are serving their target audience. I think that they decided that their target audience was someone else partway along the way than what it was before.
Yeah, it changed. Yes, exactly. It went to ever younger audience, and that's exactly why we started Vintagestory, right? And all the modding efforts before that. We wanted a more hardcore experience, and they made the exact opposite.
That's why I like Vintagestory so much. It's not because it is like more serious as well, but it's because you guys actually have a vision of your game that I feel like you guys are committed to, right?
Yeah.
Whereas, Minecraft, I feel like their development model is more like, this polled well for this quarter, so let's add baby mobs,
right?
For example. Like, I don't see how that fits into the long-term plan, if there even is one.
Yeah.
But
it seems disorganized, yeah.
It does a bit. I think that the main disparity for me is early on, a lot of kids did play it, right? It was very popular with children, and they didn't have to cater directly to them to make that happen. I think that a lot of younger people play Vintagestory as well,
I don't think it's many.
No, not nearly as many.
I mean, even proportionally, not as many.
Right.
But, for example, early Minecraft, you had no in-game guidance on how the crafting recipes looked like, right? Now you have this in-game guidebook. That's very clearly an aim to broaden the target audience for young kids, right? Because you don't want them needing to go Googling and stuff like that.
Accessibility.
I think there's conflicting things there a little bit, that you can cater for both audiences, but if you want to really focus strongly on one of them, you will have to sacrifice some stuff for the other.
I think it heavily suffers from trying to cater to casuals, like trying to reel in those 2 weak players. It's just adding stuff for mass appeal. I understand it is the largest game in the world, so they can get away with doing that.
Yeah, it does seem to lack a long-term plan to a degree.
Yeah. I don't want to comment too much on it. I've been a fan for 13 years. I mean, you've been a fan since it started, so
Very much so.
I think that to see it go from one thing to another thing, as someone who's been very loyal fan of that, that's a little tough, right?
Yeah, for sure. Well, yeah, it's good and bad, right? It created Winter Story as a result.
Exactly. You guys have really turned me into a fan of your game, so I appreciate that immensely.
I'm glad to hear.
Yeah.
I watched your videos, by the way. When they just started, when you say you're going in blind.
Oh, really?
I watched quite a bit of them, and I sent your channel to my dad. He also enjoyed watching your videos a lot. It was very, very interesting. The very beginning, really cool.
Oh, thank you. I didn't expect that. Did you find it frustrating that I didn't watch the tutorial that you put in?
No, I found it very interesting, actually.
It's also very insightful for us because
Yes.
ideally we don't want you to needing to go to the wiki or looking tutorial videos, right? So it's helpful for us to see if a person goes in blind, will he find his way? And where are the points where the player struggles, and that's where we can then improve afterwards too.
Yeah, and you also kept figuring things out, so it was really, really interesting watch.
Thank you. I had a lot of people complaining that, like, oh, another YouTuber who won't watch the tutorial. And
Well, there's always going to be people complaining,
I prefer it that way, honestly. It was really nice to experience everything in the game just like totally brand new. It was like really being in the world, You're put in a totally unfamiliar environment.
I think that's why it was so interesting for me to begin with.
Especially coming from, I strictly play like alpha Minecraft before this. I don't go any higher than that, really, except maybe to the betas. So, like, I didn't even know you could sprint in your game. It was totally logical to me that sprinting was not a thing, so I just walked everywhere. I heard you like to watch Shantin's videos on your game as well.
Oh, yes.
I'm also a fan, so shout out to her.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to ask you about Hytale. So there was a lot of drama with it being canceled and then rebought and then released, and it seems like a lot of the hype has kind of died off since then. So I know that you guys have a history with this game that I'd like to get into a little bit. So namely, Hypixel Studios hired you, Tyron, like 10 years ago.
Yep.
And that was for your terrain generation?
Exactly.
Did you do anything else for them?
No, mostly just terrain generation. One little thing I did was I did the biome coloring, biome tinting, since it was kind of connected to my work with World Gen. But that was my main task there. Also, I didn't. I had another freelance job at the time, so I was not full-time there at all. I was only part-time.
Oh, really? Okay. And but you left, and I think it was, you said, just creative differences.
Yeah, it was not exactly hyped about the direction they were going for. Indeed.
What was your experience working at Hypixel Studios or with Simon?
My experience was they were a very, very, very energetic group of people, but it was an enjoyable team to work with for sure. There was something that I found suboptimal is that there was, I think they felt they were lacking a technical lead, somebody responsible for the game code to make sure that it creates a cohesive whole. Other than that, it was fun to work with them. Very, very talented guys, for sure.
You think they got everything sorted out now? What's your opinion on it now? They bought the game back and stuff.
Well, at the point where I left, they decided that they're gonna change They used to be a C# server and client, and then they decided to go server is in Java. I think that was a step in the wrong direction, which they now are sticking with because it's gonna make modding. And then now also this decision that they're not allowed modding on the client. I think with them claiming how moddable their system is, doesn't sound right to me at all. That limitation.
You think maybe it was to catch like Minecraft modders? Maybe?
I remember it was because they had experience writing Java servers, because they did the Hypixel servers, right?
Yeah.
And that was the reason why they did that, and because of a bit higher network performance or something like that. But yeah, I think that was a bad choice, and even worse, the choice to sell the game to Riot, in my opinion. Well, very clear now in hindsight. Of course, nobody knew that before.
Did you play it?
Yeah, I tried it out. Yeah, it's interesting. But yeah, much left to be done for them.
Did you ever try it, Saraty?
No, but I watched Tyron play. It seemed really fun. I mean, it's very clearly going more fantasy direction. For me, it's a little bit too much visual. What do you say? The flashes and everything that when you hit with a sword or another type of weapon is just very, very flashy. It's just not my cup of tea. But yeah, other than that, it's interesting. It also lacks a little bit of endgame content, of course. Like there is not much you can do, but I mean they're working on it. They're adding features and everything. So yeah, I think it's gonna go really well.
Yeah, it's understandable that there's still a lot that they want to incorporate. I was curious about your take on it from an art direction standpoint, because I'd say that, Vintage Story's art style is very, very different than what they're going for.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I did notice that there is like some textures are high resolution, some are not. That's something we don't do in Vintage Story. We just stay like really consistent.
Very consistent.
So again, that's not my cup of tea, which is why we have our own game where we do how we just like it better.
It's definitely not the kind of game we would want to play long term, right? Hytale is of a different audience than the one we're aiming for.
Yeah.
Really, you think so?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, there's not really a survival mechanic in Hytale, right? It's just adventure.
Yeah.
You don't starve there.
You think there will be, though?
It's more to adventure oriented than like Vintage Story is clearly like very, well, not very, but more hardcore, more horror elements. There are more fantasy elements. They're different.
It's also heavily inspired by World of Warcraft.
I can see.
Hytale.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Clearly. Yeah, I mean, I strongly doubt that they will add survival mechanics to Hytale.
I did play it like for 4 hours, I think. It's not my cup of tea. It's not for various reasons, but I kind of felt that there was a little bit of there's some similarities, maybe not just in the world generation between your game and his. You think you noticed anything? Any like influences?
No, not really. I couldn't see any direct comparisons, because also we know the story uses climate and rainfall and temperature based world generation, right? They have biomes. They generate worlds very differently than we do. We have the climate band system, right?
Mhm.
If you go south, you go to the equator. That's not a thing in Hytale.
Right. Do you recognize your terrain generation that you wrote in that game still?
I do not know. And I'm not sure it's even there still, honestly. But good point. Maybe in fact, it's not even the same language anymore, because I wrote it under C# and they migrated everything to Java. So maybe some of the ideas are still there. I don't know.
Maybe they hired somebody to retype it all into Java. I don't know.
Most likely. In fact, when I left, actually, I think it was actually Slikey that took over WorldGen there. And I gave him instructions on how it works.
Oh, okay, that's nice of you. I did not notice any similarities terrain-wise, if for what it's worth. I was just curious what your take on it was. I mean, between your current game and Hytale. But there's some things that made me think like Vintage Story has this, I guess like the berry bushes functionality is very similar, even though it's not, even though it's like not a terribly unique thing.
The sticks on the ground.
The sticks on the ground, the rocks on the ground, you've got to pick up. I'm like, like you guys, it seems like Simon had some similar ideas.
It seems so, but those things were actually not a thing when I was working for them. They didn't have berry bushes spawning or harvestable, or didn't have sticks on the ground. But I remember when we added that didn't exist in Hytale, from what I know, based on public information.
Do you think that they were influenced by your game at all? Like with that, for example?
I would assume they took some inspiration, I think, yeah. But then again, we inspire each other. It goes both ways.
Some of the sounds are the same. Have you noticed that between your games?
There might be a single sound that's the same, the block placement sound.
Placing sound?
Is it? Yeah.
It is. I made a video on this. I did a direct comparison. I'm like, this has got to be the same sound. I recognize it too much.
You know why?
I don't know why.
Both engines were based on Manic Digger engine, and that's where the block placement sound is from.
Is that the sound from Manic Digger?
The sound from Manic Digger.
Really?
That is also why if you press F1 and F3, it changes in creative mode, it changes your movement speed, right?
Yeah.
That's the same in both game engines, both in Hytale and Winter Story. It's also Manic Digger relic.
No, I don't know much about Manic Digger, but I had no idea that Hytale was also based off of that.
Originally, yes.
Fair enough. Okay. That makes a lot of sense, actually. All right. After Hytale announced its cancellation, there were two things that you said that I would like to discuss. And the first is that you said you felt vindicated. Do you want to expand on that at all?
Well, yeah. I mean, I think whatever you wrote there in that post is like, as with everybody else, I just could go off the public information they posted, right? And the blog post just slowed down more and more, right? In terms of what they could show off, the progress they made. And it seemed incredibly slow, like unbelievably slow. Turns out they were really very slow. Because Riot Games canceled it all. Yeah, it was weird how they like sometimes described a new mechanic that was a mere footnote in our changelog at times, at great lengths. I guess it's just because Riot Game made it very corporatized, the development.
Absolutely.
And it feels like voxel games are just not very well suited for like this corporatized game development environment.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you. I mean, you look at other like block sandbox games, Terraria, right? It's all solo, or not solo, but you know they don't deal with the other AAA companies. So,
yep,
that is a good point. So the second thing that you had mentioned after its cancellation is that you offered former Hytale developers who are to work on a new game for Nego, which was Project Glint, correct?
Yep.
And that reuses some of the Vintage Story engine. And that was really kind and gracious of you, I'd say, to give them, you know, a place, a home after they lost theirs. And you talked to, I think, was his name Big Dude or something like that? You talked to another guy about this.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. My question is, now that Hytale is back up and running, has that situation evolved at all? So are all the devs that joined Nego Studios, are they still working on that project? Or were they like invited back or at all? Or
No, nobody left.
Okay.
What did happen was some people were interested, but then did not end up joining us, but joined the other team. It's going really well. It actually uses the entirety of the game engine. It's the goal is that it's just going to be for now it's going to be just a mod. That seems to work out well, and we did upgrade some of the functionality of the game engine, but both games will share the same source code without needing to duplicate anything.
And I did hear that it would eventually move on to its own game after being a mod. Is that true?
Yeah, that is the goal.
That is really cool.
Yeah, I think there's huge potential, honestly. It's a very talented team that's working on it.
It's going well?
Yeah.
Can you tell us anything about it at all?
I can tell you a few rough things, a few very broad ideas about it, which is it's not going to be the kind of voxel game experience you expect, which also means it's not going to directly compete with Vintage Story or Hytale. There are significant visual similarities. At least visually. Mechanically it's going to be different, but visually it's going to be very similar. It's meant not for large servers, it's rather for smaller player groups. We're not looking into doing any kind of mini games stuff, what Hytale wants to very strongly focus on. What else can I say? And modding beyond what Vintage Story engine already offers is not going to we're not going to focus strongly on that either. What we want to do is primarily make a linear story experience, like a little bit less sandboxy than Vintage Story or Hytale is.
Is it going to be the same story from Vintage Story?
No. This is a much different story.
Okay.
And I mean, I don't know if I mentioned it in the other interviews, but the target audience is a younger one. So we aim for like 12 to 20-year-olds for Project Glint, which is not particularly well suited for Vintage Story. Which means the games can complement each other, right? So if you feel Vintage Story is too difficult for you, you can try out Project Glint.
It almost sounds like you guys are making the Minecraft story mode, you know, of Vintage Story in a way.
To speak, I guess.
I bet that's an understatement.
I mean, you have to do anything. You still can build your own base and everything. You can still be very creative in that game.
Okay.
But it will not be the main focus of it, unlike Vintage Story or Hytale or Minecraft is.
So it's what we all wished Minecraft Story would have been.
Maybe. Who knows? Yeah, we will see. Very much looking forward to the point where we can release some more information on it.
You know when that's going to be? Do you have a time frame? I saw that you had basically like a decade-long release date window on your website.
I do not know now.
Fair enough. Yeah.
But I'm hoping we can release some visuals this year. But when we can release the game, I don't know. I think it's not ready yet. I think it needs a lot more content to be like a really good impact before release.
Oh yeah, take all the time you guys need. I was just curious about if we'd ever get a look at it. So if you're saying maybe this year, I'll keep an eye out for that. Now, Project Nex, we already got a teaser for that. From what I've gathered, it's an open world action RPG. It's a totally separate game, and you started development on that early 2025. So what can you tell us about this?
Not much more, I think. He's doing great work. The main developer that's on it, it's looking better and better. He really knows what he's doing. I very much trust him to make a great game. There might be a new trailer soon.
Oh, okay.
Most likely this year as well, like a teaser trailer. For both projects, we do hope to have a website, a dedicated website where we can start building a community around these two. Also this year, hopefully.
Good to know. So we can look forward to that, I think. It says the team size is 1.5. What does that mean?
Our sound designer currently works actually for all three projects. So that's at 0.3. Actually, it should be 1.3, but also we have a temporary new hire that does 3D modeling for Project Nex for a couple months. So maybe it should be 1.7 team members.
Saraty says, do you think you'd work on that?
No, I work solely on Vintage Story. That's Vintage Story is my baby.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting to know because I'm sure you're familiar. Like after Minecraft was in its heyday, everybody was wondering what Notch was going to make next, and then he comes out onto the scene with Cliff Horse, right? So it's where you push a horse off a cliff or something. I don't know. I feel like that was really weird for Forbes to write about.
Yeah, also then a year ago he says, I basically announced Minecraft 2, and then nothing ever again from it.
Yeah, that was a publicity stunt. He just wanted people to look in the levers and chest, right? I mean, that's absolutely what that was.
Disingenuous, in my opinion.
I've not really been following the development of that game. I mean, I'm probably going to check it out when it comes out, but it's not really what I'm into, I guess. It's certainly what he's into.
Notch is doing his thing, right? Been building small game projects. That's apparently what he enjoys. That's why he left.
Yeah. Well, there's a few extra bits I'd like to cover while I've got you. Just like a handful of questions, and then I'll let you go.
Yeah, sure.
Do you think that anyone at Mojang is aware of Vintage Story?
Really not. Because when this Alumeria scandal started, remember there was this little reply from Jeb?
Yeah.
I never heard of Vintage Story or something like that he once wrote. I think it was related to the Alumeria. I don't remember. So it doesn't seem like... My impression was that it would have, because sometimes it seems odd that we add a feature and then months later they add a similar feature. But maybe just great minds think alike. Who knows?
Oh, how so? What was the feature you're thinking of?
I think it was bookshelves.
Just shelves, I think.
We added bookshelves, and then a few months later they had chiseled shelves. They call it chiseled, I don't know why. A feature I remember, I think was fireflies I had first, and then Minecraft I wanted to at least add fireflies. There was one more, I forgot already. We had baby animals, and now they're adding baby animals.
You really beat them to the punch on that one. God. Baby animals, man.
And then, they make this a huge update, right? Baby animals. Plus, it was like a few lines in the change log that we added those.
I know. That is
maybe a screenshot.
all the promotional materials, like the baby animals like playing with each other and like rolling around in the grass, and it's like in the game they're just going to be crushed to death in a mob farm. I mean,
well, yeah, I guess because it's cute and it's for kids. I suppose that's why they make it that way.
Yeah, that's real. It's I don't know. It's funny. The Alumeria stuff, I do want to say I appreciate your response to that and giving it a lot of attention. I remember like waking up and seeing like what had happened to that. That was bizarre.
That was bizarre.
AI making like huge decisions like that, it could be really consequential. Small developers like that.
It feels also very incompetent if they just do that without checking properly, in my opinion. Like they have enough funds to take a proper care that they don't
Absolutely
dump down small developers like that.
Yeah, and Uno Millen was not the only one.
Yeah.
They told me that others had had the same problem, I guess, but they had to appeal, whereas we had enough public backlash to get it removed.
The only reason they would use AI is to save money.
Again, I'm grateful for your support in that, and I know that you were very encouraging to Melon in the very beginning of their project, so that was very nice.
Glad to hear. Ultimately, we're all just here to try and advance the voxel gaming genre.
Absolutely. I think that we both watched Nil Hero's critique yesterday or the day before.
Well, I watched part of it. I gave up.
Did you say that you gave up halfway through?
Yeah, because it was not useful for it. If I watch a video, I look I can then take that feedback and try to integrate it into the game. But it was primarily just complaining with no explanation why, and I cannot really do much with that.
Yeah, I'm not going to recant everything that guy said. I was just curious what you thought. I know that we both at least looked at it, so I was curious what you thought about it.
Just for example, he says all the classes except hunters are completely useless, right? Does not elaborate why. Unfortunately, I cannot do anything with that information. I can't improve the game with such a piece of information. So unfortunately, it's not helpful to me at all to watch.
Ever since I've kind of been playing, I usually pick Blackguard, so...
Yeah, that's also right. It's like... I think Saraty always picks, what was it? The
Malefactor.
Malefactor, right? Her favorite is Malefactor. My son Siridozo is the Blackguard, so... Why he thinks that only the hunter is useful, I don't know.
Maybe he's saying, like, he has personal preference for hunter, like, that fits him the best, but he would like to try the other stuff, but doesn't see incentive to.
Well, yes, but...
I can't speak for him.
That would have been already a better explanation. If it's just his personal opinion.
Okay, well, just was curious. You brought up classes, so someone did want me to ask you about the tailor class. But Saraty, you mentioned earlier about like the custom clothing and stuff, so I would imagine that would go into that.
Yeah.
The last thing I want to ask you guys. On Anego Studio website, you have this slogan, "We are Anego Studios, we make games and stuff." And I know about your games, but I don't know if you made any stuff. So as in, like, I think people would genuinely be interested in Vintage Story merchandise. You know what I mean? I'd like to have it.
Physical stuff.
Yeah. I'd like to have a T-mug or something. I don't know.
Yeah, right.
You guys plan on that at all? Making any merchandise? Because I'm sure that people would buy it, absolutely.
We're planning it for the last 10 years.
Okay, I kind of feel that, though.
Yep.
I don't know when it's
It
gonna
feels like
become real.
it's just always things to the bottom of our things to do, because there's a lot of things to do, and I don't know, it's just probably much more rewarding to make more game mechanics than...
Not necessarily. It's just if I do it, I wanna offer really good quality products, and that takes a lot more time than just make a quick merchandising deal with some print shop company and then print stuff.
Actually, yeah, we did have some like really cool ideas. I think somebody mentioned once a real tapestry, like a piece on actual linen. But to produce that, I don't know. It's a lot of effort.
A lot of effort if you also make sure you produce something of like that's worthy of buying as well. It's a lot of testing, Q&A.
Or maybe a book with some illustrations inside, like a real book, or a painting. I don't know.
But you mentioned already goes way too far. A simple mug already and a shirt would be nice, right? I should probably follow up on that again. We did start something. I forgot actually, but I asked another person to look into that. I need to follow up on that one.
I would agree on the Drifter plushie if it has like a razor
How
sharp
about we just
blade.
start with a mug shirt?
No,
That's the
I mean the
easiest.
Nightmare Drifter plushie.
Yeah, it would be great, but we could just get like, the simple most thing going already. That's already
I know,
progress,
and
right?
just
No Botorn plush?
inserting obligatory that joke.
Yeah, right. It'd be so cool to have like a horrible monster as a plushie.
With a sharp blade, rusty one.
Oh yeah, real life sharp blades attached to it, sticking out of it. That'd be perfect. It's for adults
Yeah.
after all.
Oh, the plushie. Yes.
Yeah. All right. I was just
Dark,
thinking
I
like
know.
shirts and stuff, but I think like a tapestry or painting, that would be awesome. Or a book. That'd be really cool. So I know that like I I think you were talking to Oscilloscape about merch, and I was listening to you guys, and I was thinking like, yeah, I'd like to have a mug. I'd like to have a Vintage Story mug or something. So that's good to know. All right. Well, thank you guys for your time. I think that is everything, unless you'd like to say anything else while I've got you.
Oh, well, thank you for your time. It was very lovely to talk with you.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, it was great. It really went by fast. A lot of questions. I know I bombarded you a lot, so I'm glad that you gave me as many answers as you did.
Sure.
I want to say again, super big fan of the game, and I'm really grateful I got to talk to both of you. So thank you.
Thank you.
Glad to hear that.
Yeah, hope you guys have a good afternoon.
Thank you.
All right. Bye bye.